good to go. What about being first team All-Pac-12 this year, Remy?
It's an honor. It's pretty cool. Every year I just want to try to improve, and I've just been doing that. My whole goal is trying to get better individually myself, and it shows that I've been improving every year. I think it's pretty cool, but I always have higher expectations. Obviously, as you guys know, throughout the years, my expectations are very high. So I think this is pretty cool. But we closed one chapter of our season. Now we're entering a new one.
How could you have exceeded those expectations?
Maybe just winning the conference. Winning the conference. I think that as a team, when teams do well, those accolades come with it. So my goal is definitely, obviously, beginning of the year to obviously never lose a game. That's pretty hard to do. But then also in conference play, just continuing to play well. But I wanted to win the conference out.
You guys have a chance this weekend, obviously, to win the conference tournament. What kind of shape do you think that you guys are in to be able to do that?
I think we're in great shape. I think that at one point in the season, we were a top team, and we've shown that we could play with anybody. It's just a new start. It's a fresh start. Obviously, we got off a good win, and I think that will help us moving on to the tournament. Good momentum.
What do you think are the biggest differences when the team is playing like that, playing with the top teams in the country and the conference, and when you're not playing like that? What can you pinpoint?
I think it's just like making shots, man. Being players. I think that I can't let any slippage. I know that's kind of hard. Everybody says you have an off night every once in a while, but I try to minimize that as much as possible. I try to play as hard as I can, as efficient as I can. And I think once I do that and continue to do that, that we will, play and be a lot better. I think that I got to set the tone, and I put a lot on my shoulders, but I think that it's true.
The tournament's pretty wide open. Basically, anybody could win it. I mean, is that the way you guys are looking at this too?
Definitely. We think that, my mindset is that we are the best team. I think that we put some pieces together. Everybody's playing well. Everybody's feeling good about this weekend, and it's just time to play. And if you win, you advance. You lose, you go home. And we understand that. And I guess that every time our back's against the wall, we actually tend to ride a little bit more. So we're good.
You were injured in this tournament last year and had to go on and play in the NCAA tournament, just not at full strength.
Yeah.
Have you had any time, or have you reflected at all about last year and just wanting to make it through this tournament unscathed, I guess?
Yeah, no, definitely. Last year was tough for me. I had my growing injury. It sucks. Thinking about that, and knowing maybe if I was injured, maybe it could have gone a little different. But since we're at a new stage, I'm healthy. I feel good right now, and I just want to continue to win. And I think Pac-12 is pretty much open, and we've shown that we could play with any other team, and we just got to go out there and show it.
How are you guys preparing for this upcoming game when you don't know which opponent you'll be facing?
Don't know. Right now we're just trying to get up shots and work on our skill work right now, and obviously just stay disciplined with the small stuff. We're still gonna play our regular defense. We really don't change much, but once we know who we're playing, we'll start fixing a little bit. I mean, we played at this point, we played everybody, so we kind of have that kind of back of our mind. So whoever we're playing, I know that it's gonna be a tough game, but we'll be prepared for them.
And then Verge was named sixth man. What about him allowed him to thrive so much in that role this year?
Oh man, he earned it. Man. No matter what role he was in, he was gonna make sure he does what he does, which is score the ball and make plays. That's a great award. Sometimes it's not about who's starting the game, it's about who's finishing it. And he's there. He contributes so much. He's been a huge help. He's earned this, and I'm happy for him because he's put in all the work. And it's hard to come in. He's basically like a freshman, new to this whole thing, and to go out there and dominate like he's doing. He's a great player, great teammate, and he deserves that and more.
I mean, obviously, if you guys play well, you're playing multiple days in a row. What makes this team equipped to handle that?
Just because of the fact that we have so many weapons. I feel like just scoring will never be something that You know, we're pretty good at scoring. You know, we got Verge and Rob, and you know, I just think that we have that hunger. We want to prove, you know, people wrong. We want to go out there and do something that's never been done, and myself. So I want to you know, do some things that's never been done here as well. So and always understanding the fact that we'll always be looked at kind of as the underdog, as people, you know, label us, and people who, you know, don't believe in us. We've always remembered those times. I've always remembered those times. So when I play, I always think about those things that, you know, I never forget, you know, and that just keeps me going.
Remy, what's the challenge of potentially playing 3 games in 3 nights, you know, compared to having so much time off during the conference season?
Obviously, you know, just like you said, like the games, you're playing, you know, 3 games back to back. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of tough. You know, the wear and tear of your body. You know, playing college basketball, you know, you could have a day off and you still feel, you know, tired and fatigued just because of all the work you put in. But, you know, when you have a goal set in mind, if you have something that you really want to do, you know, those mental lapses don't happen because you're so focused on your goal that, you know, it doesn't really matter what's in front of you, nobody's going to stop you. And that's just how I look at it. I think that as a group, that's how we look at it, is that we have a goal and we're just focused on our goal, and nothing between that is going to get in front of us.
Did you guys pay any attention to the side of the bracket that you're on and some favorable matchups potentially?
What you mean, like between like Washington State and Colorado?
And Oregon, SC,
I
U of A are
know.
all on the other side, so your road is
Yeah, I
potentially
have,
not too bad.
yeah, I have no idea. I just know that we could potentially play Washington State or Colorado, and that's honestly all we're focusing on right now. And whatever happens after that happens, but that's our main focus.
And haven't, like you said, played all the teams, but the 3 games, and I mean, if it were to be 3 games in 3 days, how big is it at this point? Like you said, you're not changing anything you do, but to kind of force your tempo and make the other team play your game in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, playing 3 games 3 days. You know, people, it's kind of difficult. It's not that difficult just because of the fact that we all played each other. We all know each other's tendencies. Like, you know, coach makes sure that we understand people's tendencies, and you know, they pretty much know our plays. We know their plays. So I think at the end of the day, it's all about who wants it more. You know, who wants to, you know, come out on top, who wants to, you know, do the dirty stuff and, you know, get the 50-50 ball. So it's like, that's all what it comes down to at the end of the day.
After Saturday's game, you talked about still being a little unhappy with where your shot's at. How are you going mindset wise? How do you feel?
Oh, I'm good, man. I closed that chapter, man. You know, Washington was, you know, one of my worst games, and you know, it was kind of tough to deal with just because of the fact that I don't think I ever played that bad shooting wise. But you know, it happens. I put in so much work that it kind of just, you know, doesn't faze me as much because I know that at the end of the day, it's going to turn for me. That one bad game or a couple of bad games doesn't define me out of 30-some games. So, you know, I closed that chapter. Now it's, you know, Pac-12 conference play, championship. So, you know, I can't wait till this weekend and to start a whole new chapter in March, because it's, you know, less than a month. You know, you never know. At the end of the day, your team seasons might be over. So it's just all about, you know, making the best out of our play today.
Remy, how important is that team chemistry, especially for this time of year?
Oh man, it's very important, man. I think the tightest group, you know, wins, and that's, you know, as simple as it gets. You know, at the end of the day, there's going to be so much adversity. There's going to be so many things that go, you know, the opposite way. But it's, you know, a matter of, you know, who's going to stay together, who's going to fight through adversity, and you know, I think that's what March is all about.
Thanks.